This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty. Yes, sir. Time to talk a little Miami Dolphins and NFL with my man Omar Kelly and the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good. Well rested.
Well-rested.
We've tackled the sleeping, the waking up infant. So now I'm on my week 2 of full night's sleep.
Okay. All right. I figured today you would be wearing your Jakeem Grant jersey this morning with, that performance yesterday, that dominating performance as the only man in the NFL to have a punt return for a touchdown this season. We had to wait till this week. It took to this week, this year, to get a punt return for a touchdown, and it was your favorite player of all time, baby, Jakeem the Dream Grant.
Jakeem is always good for one game a year where he has a dominant performance, and that's important because that's going to keep him playing in the NFL. If you look at what he just did last night, that should give him another nice, chunky $3 million a year contract to be a return specialist.
I know. Remember our conversation last week. He did lead the team in receiving last week. I just want you to know that. And then last night he also had one reception for a 46-yard touchdon.
Yes, of course. Yes. So yeah, Dolphins need a return specialist and a wide receiver. Yeah, let's re-sign Jakeem Grant. He's going to be a free agent. Let's do that. I have no problem with that.
I'm just saying,
I think I miss Jakeem.
Maybe somebody's getting, some support over there and he's playing better. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe Flo doesn't create an environment for certain players. I don't know.
Listen, we know at this point we should know who Jakeem is as a receiver. He's not a very good receiver. He's a good gadget player. If you like gadget players, cool. I am bothered by the de-emphasization on special teams and its impact on the game. The NFL has tried and done a ton of things, watered down the rules. The Bears last night, if they were allowed to field a muffed punt and allowed to return an onside kick recovered for a touchdown, they would have 14 more points. Like that in one game, 2 plays that have recently taken away from the return element of the game. Why, I don't know. That's 14.
Oh no, you do know because of the collisions that happen in that play.
So they don't have collisions on offense and defense?
Well, but what do you want me to tell you, dude? I mean, these guys to break the wedge and all that kind of stuff. There's crazy the impacts at the line of scrimmage are in short spaces. But on special teams
with being
they're running wild.
That has nothing to do with being able to return a punt that somebody muffed and you picked it up and return it for a touchdown.
I get what you're saying, but you're saying about the watered down rules. I'm just telling you it's because they've had a lot of concussions and they're trying to cut them down, and they have cut down.
Hey, this is an unsafe
trying to eliminate and they're trying to eliminate the lawsuits too, all these kind of things. So that's where it came from. It's not anything else.
It's an unsafe game. You want to eliminate all the collision in it? Okay, cool. Let's start wearing flags. Okay.
Well, eventually we'll be there. We'll be there eventually, but I mean, we're kind of working our way to that. They're doing what they can to kind of keep the game alive, right?
Yeah.
That's why more parents than ever are saying to their kids, "Yeah, no, you're not playing football."
No.
No.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I'm not having any of that. I'm not going to watch your ass concussed on the floor and you're 14 years old. No, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? So that's why things have changed in the NFL, because they know that it's already influencing generations in the future.
Still, these rules, they need to be reevaluated and assessed and altered in the offseason at the NFL owners meeting. I would be very highly disappointed if the Chicago Bears didn't petition the league, show the game from last night, and say, give me the reason why you cannot return a fielded onside kick, or you cannot return a muff punt. Like, give me the reason, because that doesn't have anything to do with collision. They recovered the ball and they're running with it. How different is that than somebody who recovers the ball on a fumble on defense? So now that you've recovered the ball on a fumble on defense, you can't run with it? Like, what sense does that make?
No, I'm getting you. I totally understand what you're saying. It's just obviously they're trying to clean up that part of the game where they must have felt like a lot of
it's non-existent. Like,
no, I know, I get you, but I guess whatever in their studies, they must have realized that a lot of the issues have come from
the
that
full speed collisions,
that part of the game.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
Full speed collisions is, it's not, you're usually not getting guys running at each other for 40 yards and then go bam. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. It's gonna create a lot of injuries. But this is about recovering a ball. Yeah, get people running a punt returner. It's a dangerous job. That's why not a lot of people can do it. That's why Jakeem Grant's been in the league for what now? 6-7 years?
5 years. 5 years. 5 years.
Just 5 years? He's only done 5?
5 years. Yeah, I looked it up. He's lost 7 fumbles in 5 years. I wanted to look it up because I knew that was going to come up, and so he averages
listen, we know who Jakeem is. Yeah, we know who Jakeem is, and I'm happy for him because he's got a lot of kids and a lot of mouths to feed, and he's an inspiration out there to all the 5'4" athletes in the world. So,
you gotta take a shot at his height too, bro. You're making him even shorter than what he really is.
He's
dude.
An inspiration. Do you see him out there standing next to real football players?
You have to say? But he's not 5'4". He's taller than
5'6". Okay, all right. My bad. I exaggerate. He's 5'6". My bad.
Jesus God, man, you're so negative on the poor kid.
Listen,
the greatest returner in Dolphin history.
Absolutely,
and you're just dissing him.
And they should make him an offer. They should try to re-sign him. They should, because the return game is one of the elements of this team that sucks. It's horrible.
Well, if they fire Flo in the offseason,
they won't fire Flo. We need to get off that. We need to get off that.
And they can't. Then they can't bring Jakeem back. So Jakeem's not coming back if Flo's here.
Jakeem is praying for money. That's what Jakeem is. Dolphins offer money. Jakeem will consider it, but it has to be a role where hey, receiver is not really a thing that we're gonna do with you.
No.
Props to the Bears for using him as a receiver, as a weapon. Hey, he's a gadget. He's a nice gadget player.
2 weeks in a row, he's been incredibly productive as a wide receiver. I'm gonna be interested to see if this environment, wherever he goes, if he stays in Chicago, if he eliminates the mistakes from his game. Because if he does, then obviously he becomes a hell of a player. If he ends up doing that, he's already a hell of a returner, but he can become a hell of a player if he can.
Yeah, Dolphins kept waiting on that.
Running backs, does the way the whole protocol works, is there a chance for Gaskin and Ahmed to make it back for Sunday, or are they already out for sure?
Absolutely a chance. All they have to do is produce two negative tests within a 24-hour span, and they'll be clear. The viral load it's about the viral load, it's about the symptoms. If they're symptomatic, you can't come around. Now, the whole, I think the biggest fear is, can they infect the rest of the team? And with that, I'm being extremely cautious. I personally don't believe that they need either of them to make it through this game. They're working out Lamar Miller today. Not to say that they're going to sign Lamar Miller, but I think that you can make it through with Philip Lindsay if he comes back from that ankle injury, and you can make it through with Duke Johnson as the number 2. And
by the way, I can see them signing Lamar Miller to the practice squad just for security purposes.
Absolutely, no question about
it. And then by the end of the week, they'll find out where they really stand.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, they can break glass, use Lamar. You know what I'm saying?
Malcolm, no, I don't think they do that. Malcolm Brown is eligible to come off IR. He's been working out. He just hasn't been practiced. I'd be shocked if he doesn't practice this week. Malcolm Brown.
Who's that? Who's Malcolm Brown? Who's that?
Got 3 point. He's the tailback with the largest yards per carry average than everybody but Duke Johnson.
All right, so the sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while.
He was the starter earlier this season.
He stumbled, for a couple of extra yards.
Still has the biggest run of the season for the Dolphins, which is very disappointing, 24 yards. But, yeah, the run game, run game is what it is. It's not like it can get worse.
No.
Unless
they get on their knees and they start rushing with their knees, maybe that's about the only way it could. In other words, if they rush the ball at Jakeem Grant's height. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Say that again. Go. I'm sorry.
And on top of that,
you would enjoy that.
You could use Albert Wilson in the backfield as well because he's more running back. He's got those skill sets. So.
Yeah, but Albert Wilson likes to run in the other direction. That's the problem. So that's Albert. I don't know what it is about Albert, but he likes negative yardage. You know what I mean? He must be a fan of that Minnesota Vikings player that ran in the other direction for a touchdown once. I forgot his name now. I'm brain farting, but he must be a fan of that guy, Albert Wilson, because Albert Wilson on his football card is going to have yards, and then they're going to have a separate section of negative yardage plays.
One play.
And I think he holds the record. We might put him in Canton just for the negative yards plays.
One play. In 2017, he also led the league in yards after the catch. So.
I heard in 2018, he also led the NFL in catches in a game after eating 10 pancakes. So, he holds all kinds of distinctive records that are just things that, nobody's really going to ever challenge. Think about 10 pancakes and then led also the team in receiving. That's strong. Listen,
impressive. I don't care who it is. I would like for there to be another offensive weapon that emerges. And really, if you think about it, you've got 2 or 3 maybe with Devontae Parker if he's healthy this week, which you never know. It's like a roll of the dice. And let's see, just one more weapon emerge, just one.
Well, speaking of running quarterbacks, Zach Wilson this week against the Dolphins. Longest play from scrimmage was an 18-yard run by Zach Wilson this week for the Jets. So I know that makes you kind of sleepy and you're a little bored about that. I'm excited. Are we supposed to get nervous about Zach Wilson's legs instead of his arm?
I'm excited for them to play Zach Wilson because it gives you a glimpse of what the future looks like. And I think that he's a perfect quarterback that this defense can feast off.
I'm excited about them playing Zach Wilson. Do you know why? Because there's a chance they'll show his mom a couple of times, and she's a smoke show. So that, to me, that's really what it's all about with Zach Wilson, is just to see his mom. Whether you agree or disagree with her politics, I don't care. But you got to admit she's a smoke show. So that to me is really the highlight of this week playing against the Jets, is just to see Mrs. Wilson on television. That's all. Do you think she'll be here in Miami to watch it?
Who wouldn't pass up a trip to Miami, generally? That's part of the appeal here.
Just saying. I hope she shows up in a bathing suit.
Stop it. To the game?
Why not? You've never seen a woman with a bathing suit top at a Dolphins game? I have. I've seen that.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
I've seen that. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I encourage Mrs. Wilson to wear, a bathing suit to the game. I think a lot of men, red-blooded American men, are encouraging that. In fact, on the chat board right now, are you all right now? Give it to me on the chat board. Are you all with me encouraging Mrs. Wilson to go to the game in a bathing suit? That's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mother of an NFL quarterback. Okay.
Smoke show mother. Have you seen her? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, she's a nice MILF-looking woman.
Okay, well, there we go. Okay, I finally got some honesty out of you. All right. There we go. Like pulling teeth. Damn it. See, people are saying, yes, 100%. I'll pay extra. See, this is it, man, right there.
I think he's expressed the fact he doesn't like how everybody thinks his mom is hot.
It's terrible.
Come
on, dude. Really, do you want to be the kid that has a hot mom and then you got to hang around your friends?
Listen, no. My kids had that issue. Yep. Yep.
I'm not even going to approach that subject. I'm not going to talk about it, but you did outkick your coverage. I will say that.
I was referring to the first one. Grown kids. I did.
You outkicked your coverage so badly that not even Jakeem Grant can make up the ground for how much you outkicked your coverage. Okay? Jakeem Grant is one of the great returners of all time, and he can't make up for that. Yeah.
I do all right out here on these streets, but I was referring to the mother of my 20-year-old who,
I don't know. I've never seen her, but I saw.
Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman.
I saw your current wife right now.
Absolutely. My current wife is unbelievable. She was goals from the very moment.
Quite frankly, I told my wife, I think you have her mesmerized with some kind of drug or something. I don't know how she's still hanging around you. I'm not exactly
I do all
sure.
right. I do all right.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if you have her hypnotized or something.
I do okay.
Any better. I'm not sure, dude. I'm not sure.
I eat market price. I do all right. I do all right on these streets. I'm not shopping fast food. I do okay. But she's
you're not. No. You're eating Chateaubriand, not 7-Eleven there. Okay.
Yeah.
But by the way, that's the finest steak that there is.
I would never know. What's the Chinese beef? Is it Wagyu?
Oh, Kobe beef. You're talking about?
No, I don't. I think it's Wagyu. I'm not 100%.
Oh, yeah, there is Wagyu. I think something like that. Yeah, I think it's called Wagyu or something. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't eat steak anymore. So
I can't eat steak all the time, but I can eat a steak. But I can't.
And then suffer the consequences.
Right. I can't eat a steak and then the next day have a bunch of bacon for breakfast. Then I would screw things up. I gotta then give it a couple days, 4 or 5 days a week, and then I can have again, something. So yeah, that's how I've got to pace myself, Omar, nowadays. Okay. And one day I'm going to take you to Burns Steakhouse. Okay. I'm going to take you.
I've actually been to Burns in Tampa, right? Yeah. I've been to Burns.
Yeah. But you didn't, we already had this conversation. You haven't had the Chateaubriand.
No.
So I got to get you to have the Chateaubriand because it is the most tender, most juiciest steak there is, period. It's amazing. I'm telling you. I would never mislead you. Okay.
Yes.
One day we're going to be, unfortunately, we got no East-West Shrine there anymore. Now it's out in Vegas, which kind of sucks. So.
Is it the premier game now, or is it still the Senior Bowl?
No. Senior Bowl is always the number one.
I've always thought the NFLPA game, they should do underclassmen. They should have an underclassmen game, and think about how hot that would be.
That I know. I mean, that's been talked about for many, many years to make an underclassmen game, but they just haven't got.
They can do it,
and then a lot of those players don't want to even play. That's the problem.
Okay, it doesn't matter if they want to play.
Usually, because remember, Doggy, usually those underclassmen that declare, they're some of the best players in the.
Yeah, but some of them are third day guys. Some of them are now going
right. No, but I'm talking about the upper echelon third.
Yeah. Let's just have it for everybody. For everybody.
Right, but those guys feel like I can only hurt myself by playing, not help myself. That's the problem because they're already coming out with all the hype, and that's the thing. That's what's
situation. Missing from the game. We got NILs. We're about to head on to a playoff game. Now we need an underclassmen evaluation game so that we can, I forget who. Some underclass. Tons of underclassmen going to 7th round now. Like tons of them.
And they go undrafted too sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
tons of them.
We've had them here for the University of Miami. We've had a lot of them that they have declared early.
Yeah,
and they screwed up declaring early because for whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, and it happens, man. People have like when Frank had to leave, his mom, dude, was on dialysis. I mean, give me a break. The guy needs the money, bro. You know what I mean? So
he shouldn't have stayed for another year anyway. Like, come on.
No.
I don't blame players for not wanting to play their senior year in college. There's no benefit to it.
If it's crap, if you got a shot to play for a national title and really boost your stock,
not really.
Program, I can no, but what I'm saying is I can understand people staying for that. But if you're on a crap team, a crap program, why would you come back for your final year? If you're going to be draft eligible and you're already going at a high spot already, get the hell out.
Yeah, who's a guy, Trill Williams, a guy that's on the Dolphins roster, rookie. He's got some talent. He left Syracuse early, didn't get drafted, signed with New Orleans, got waived, injured, and Dolphins claimed him on waiver wire, and he's been on the 53 ever since. He's got some talent too. So the game that I'm proposing, the NFLPA game, which would openly invite underclassmen, that would be a perfect opportunity for players like him to go showcase themselves and say, hey, I am an elite talent in this draft. I deserve to be a 4th round pick, not a 7th round pick or undrafted player. So, just thinking out the box here.
Well, if I get everything, all the ducks in line, we may end up in the NFLPA and the East West this year. No Senior Bowl, actually. So
why no? Yeah.
Well, because the Senior Bowl and the East West are overlapping each other, and for travel purposes, it's a pain in the ass for me. And I can actually, I was looking at the schedule yesterday. I could actually do the NFLPA, do the East West, and then do the Pro Bowl. So I don't know if Sean can stay out west for 2.5 weeks, but we could actually pull it off. I was looking at it, but obviously all these certain things have to fall into place for us to pull it off. So we'll see. All right, you got faith this week, right? The boys will pull it off.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this week. I think it's the biggest game of the season because it'll get you to 500. Then next week will be the biggest game of the season because it'll get you in the playoff mix. Then the next week, it's the Ryan Tannehill Bowl.
It's the Tannehill time. Tannehill.
It's the Tannehill Bowl. Tannehill's revenge. Wouldn't it be amazing or just so? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what word I'm looking for, but if Tannehill would extinguish the Dolphins' playoff chances, think about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Think about the poetry of that.
I'm expecting at least 2 turnovers in that game.
Or the Dolphins extinguish Tannehill's playoff chances.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think is going to end up happening.
The Tua versus Tannehill battle. It's like
a real quarterback against the guy that still is trying to be a quarterback 9 years.
He won last week, man. Listen, I can't. He's not going to take them where the ultimate destination is, but he keeps you above water. That's when it's all said and done about Ryan Tannehill, we'll say he kept his team above water. Like, it's okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, he's turned out to be a decent game manager at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
And
Never a
Tua,
franchise.
yeah, if Tua takes care of business against the Jets, he'll be 11-7 as an NFL starting quarterback. Sample size is going to be ridiculous and impressive, and show you that there's tons of potential if you improve the offensive line and get him more weaponry. I'm very excited to see this week if not only Malcolm Brown comes back, but we got Mr. Will Fuller, who, God, if you can't come back now, 12 weeks after going on IR, like with a broken finger, when are you coming back, if ever?
Yeah, what for? He'll come back and run 2 routes and get injured again, probably. G Firm, by the way, is asking both you and me. He says, I think Tua's juke move deserves a name. I propose the Hawaiian Saki. Thoughts? And thank you for the love on the super chat, G Firm. Thank you.
I have no idea what juke move he's referring to.
Like when he makes a guy miss, when he's running out in the open field and he makes a guy miss. He's done that a couple times, actually. Did it once this year. Did it last year also inside the 5.
Why not the Hawaiian shake or the Hawaiian hula? Saki, like, I'm thinking.
Yeah, Saki is more than 8. Huh?
He corrected it with another super chat. He meant to say shake.
Oh, the Hawaiian shake. Oh, okay. He did put shake. Okay.
The Hawaiian shake. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. G Firm did put another one. Thank you, G Firm.
The Hawaiian. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hawaiian shake. I like it. I'm in.
Okay. Yeah. I got no problem with the Hawaiian shake. I don't think I can come up with anything better, G Firm. So I'll go with Hawaiian shake. I'm good with that. All right, tell them what you're working on so they can check you out at the South Florida Sun Sentinel, my friend.
Really just revisiting issues that we thought coming into the season might prevent this team from reaching their potential, and seeing where they are with those. I mean, the running game, the offensive line, quarterback development. I mean, quarterback development's got to be the one thing that's really encouraging about this team. The co-offensive coordinators, are they getting better, or is Tua just making it look better? Yeah, I mean, we got to assess, because this is a good assessment period, because we're going to head into the offseason, and whatever their record is, whether it's going to be, I think they're going to be 9-7. That's my 9-8 is what I think they're going to be. We're going to sit there and we're going to say, well, is it good enough? And my answer is probably going to be no, it's not. And hopefully it can get better. They're going to have more cap space than any other team in the NFL. Not to say that should lead to a big shopping spree, but certainly you got areas to address, and you need to address them.
Yeah, Tua's bailing out. He is masking all the, which is
as
amazing.
Good quarterbacks do. As good quarterbacks.
I know, but he's
they said
young.
last night, Chris Collinsworth, who I think is the worst broadcaster in the league, said on television during the Green Bay Chicago game, he's like, "Oh, this Aaron's playing with a disaster of an offensive line. They've got all these injuries, all these backups," because right when Billy Turner went down. And I thought to myself, you want to see a disaster of an offensive line? Like, I'll show you a disaster of an offensive line.
Like, I'm just impressed that he's so young to be masking all of this.
Aaron Rodgers was standing back there for like 5-6 seconds before he threw the ball. And this is with backups. And I thought to myself, what the bleep? Like, with starters, Tua can't get 5 seconds.
Tua's pressured handing off, dude. I've watched him handing off, and there's a defender right on his ass as he's handing off, dude. I've watched that. I mean, that's how disgusting it is what he does. That's why I am so impressed with Tua. I was impressed last year, and I'm even more impressed this year that he has learned to play under chaos, which is this, to me, that's how I measure all quarterbacks. Absolutely. That's when I know you're a franchise guy. Franchise guys can play under chaos. Not that you live under chaos because you will die, but there are going to be times you're going to play with your third left tackle, your second center. That's just the way it is. You're going to play with 3 backup wide receivers
this year.
And you've got to find a way to make plays at times. I'm not telling you that every week of every game of your life has to be that way, because nobody will live that way. Not Joe Montana, not anybody. Everybody dies. But you have to show me at times that you can play in chaotic situations. And that's what Tua has shown me, which is what I don't see under Tannehill to this very day. If there's chaos, boom, his brain gets scrambled and it's over, okay? And that's why I've never, ever looked at him as a franchise guy, because a lot of guys, when you have a line, when you have a running game, when you have great receivers, they can be good players for you. But show me that you can be a good player when you're behind the 8 ball, when certain things aren't working your way. That's what I've seen from Tua. That's why I'm convinced. Keep him healthy and we're fine.
We'll see.
Follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly. Catch his work at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Better yet, subscribe like I do and many others and support our local journalists, all right? They do a great job. Omar, much love, my brother. We will catch up on Friday.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you. There you go, the great Omar Kelly. Getting it done, as always. Appreciate Omar here on the program. The Samoan Southpaw. Like it. Love Big O criticizing an improving offensive line day after day, yet he thinks the architect of that line should stay. The architect of the line. Right. Okay.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.